Right, well, here to discuss even more travel is our expert, a writer. He's for The Independent, Simon Calder. Simon, good to see you.
Well, very nice to see you. I've actually been running around all day. I've been to Gatwick Airport. I've been across most of the London stations, rather like your excellent reporters. And, well, it's all going quite normally. Really? Bizarrely, if you are in one of the places where they've got trains, then it's just the same old story. So, for example, I got up and went for the 20 to 4 train that was due to be running from Blackfriars, a station in central London, to Gatwick Airport. It was cancelled, not because of the strike, but because there wasn't a driver available. Drivers are a different union. So we all piled into an Uber and we got to Gatwick. Fairly unchaotic at Gatwick this morning, I was glad to see. And then came back on the train. And again, the first train was cancelled because of the crew not being able to get to work. Maybe they were trying to get there by train. The second one broke down at Red Hill, like we all do. And the third one finally lurched in rather late to London Bridge. However, things are now picking up pace. I've been to Liverpool Street, I've been to King's Cross, St Pancras, Euston, Paddington Station, all the big London terminals, and lots of people going to lots of places. But not many people actually, a lot of people heeding the view that you shouldn't be travelling. And I talked to somebody who said, yeah, actually about 20% full, these trains. And to quote this official, he said, the laptop classes are staying at home. There we are.
Because during the pandemic, we all had to learn how to work from home, and it was a scary thing at the very beginning, but then we got used to it.
Yeah.
So now, whilst this will cause some sort of trouble, we have found alternatives. So
well,
is that what you're finding? Or
yeah, but I mean, you know,
if you go out, it's different.
GBNews would be quite annoyed if you said, no, I'm going to be in the kitchen for the programme this morning. Many workers out there, of course, have to get to their place of occupation. And so there are a lot of people needing to travel. Of course, in other parts of the country, London is completely overserved with trains today. I mean, if you're in Wales, you can't really go anywhere if you're in Cardiff apart from Newport.
Yeah, and on that point, I do want to ask you this, because Ian, one of our viewers and listeners, has emailed in and he says, can you stop reporting these train strikes like it's the end of the world? Our nearest station is 10 miles away, nearest tube station 25 miles. We have one bus service which doesn't run at the weekend. Even the nearest cab firm is 10 miles away. Welcome to life in the countryside.
Yes.
Do you think we've almost become too London-centric in our expectations for what travel should look like, and then we almost forget that actually what we're experiencing here in London would be fantastic if it was in other parts of the country?
Well, quite. And even when things are running normally, if you are in the west of Wales, you know, you've got very few trains and they're very slow, similar in parts of Scotland, northern England, of course. So, yeah, they are looking at the shiny new Elizabeth line, which costs £19 billion.
Lovely.
And thank you for all the tax. And by the way, that's running absolutely normally, regular trains every 5 minutes under the heart of London. So, yes, it is, you know, a tale of two nations again, if you like. Nothing running in Cornwall, nothing in Dorset. Loads of great seaside resorts cut off. So Blackpool, Skegness, Bognor Regis, Bournemouth, you can't get to any of those. But you can, if you're on an intercity line, you can definitely get to London.
Well, it's a good day for it in a sense, because those who live in those areas like Skegness and all that, they're probably out on the beach and they won't have any people from outside, the tourists coming to invade it.
They love the tourists. I'd love to be in Skegness, frankly. Should we do the show from there tomorrow?
Well, we can't get to it.
Done? Are we done?
I think
Are we done talking about strikes? Fantastic. Well, look, Simon, thank you
so much
for joining us.